What's going on, workforce? Bryan here, and today I'm excited to share a little bit of news and information as well as the general question, because I've decided to finally make the jump into virtual reality. Not obviously this minute, or nor do I have any of the technology, but I've decided that I'm going to spend a little bit of time, money, and effort and really explore the world of virtual reality. And this is all thanks to Thamriel. Like, we had him on the podcast. He spoke of it so highly, and obviously like his recommendation wasn't like go out and buy it today. But it was so it's interesting. It's this, I've been interested since the beginning. I didn't have a computer that could run it back in the day. I do now, and I'm actually planning on upgrading a computer. Whole story for another day. But why, am I sitting down and kind of having more of a vlog style conversation about it, is that I've decided to go in full force and get the Index. Now, the Index went on pre-order on May 1st. We had Tham on the podcast after that, so I completely missed the first round. So I've gone in and clicked the reserve button, so I'm going to be notified as soon as that comes. Honestly, this is going to probably be a couple of months out, and I'm so excited. I'm like, oh, should I get the Quest? Should I check out Oculus, or should I just wait? And I'm just going to keep telling myself to wait. I'm asking you, if you guys don't mind, just remind me to wait for the Index. I think everything that I've seen, read, heard, everybody who's been hands-on with it says that it is just a really good step forward for virtual reality and those kind of games. So what does this mean for the channel? What does this mean for my content going forward? Well, obviously, probably not going to hear any content regarding virtual reality until I have a headset. I'm just curious to see if you guys are interested, if you want me to talk about my experiences with those kind of games. But the other thing about it is that it also awakened a general curiosity within myself as somebody who's actually made games, not published. You can't play them. I'm only had them here locally. I'll have to see if I can dig them up. And as somebody who was like, well, what is this world look like? So I've decided that I've dusted off my old game dev books, dusted them off. This is like DirectX, How to Program RPGs in DirectX, 2nd edition. I kind of was thumbing through that, building out some class libraries. Really exciting stuff for a YouTube video, I know. But also I've kind of dusted off. I bought a couple courses on Udemy, and not sponsored in any way, but it's I bought a couple courses there. And I'm working my way through learning, kind of refreshing myself in Udemy, or excuse me, Unity, on Udemy. Jeez Louise. And I'm kind of playing around with that. That's what I've been spending a little bit of my time on, learning how to program in VR. I'm still a fresh noob. Thankfully, I know how to program, so there have been a couple of lessons that I'm just I know what an if statement does. I got it, but I get it that it's a complete from beginner's course. So I wanted to sit down and talk about that potential, because I see when we went, and Chris and I actually did it, and if you haven't ever seen that old video, well, we talked about it, but we went and played around with VR, and ultimately I think we conclude that we think AR is more of the future, but that was obviously first generation VR. I don't know if they're technically into quote unquote the second generation, because Oculus is coming out with the S. All of this is stuff that I've been just eating up for the last 2 weeks since we had them on the podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, tell me more about virtual reality. And so anyway, long story short, I'm very excited about it. And so originally I was thinking should I ask the question, what should I get? Should I jump in and should I get a Quest? Which, if you don't know, the Quest is the wireless hands-free, device that's obviously lower fidelity, but it's all-in-one device, and it's $400. And I was like, well, it's kind of pricey, but I can swing that. Or they have the S, which is the same kind of price, kind of pricey, but it's the next generation of that. Or do I wait and get the Index? And I think the more I thought about it, I was like, man, the Index just sounds so interesting. And obviously, I think they said that the HTC Vive was the premiere, and this is kind of the follow-up from Steam. Being a Steam product, I have Steam games, and ideally, ultimately, I think any gamer, or I don't want to presume that every gamer, but there's probably a great majority of gamers out there that want to make their own game. And I've had a game idea in my mind for a long time, and so I'm tooling around with it. Now, I'm saying this just because I've also continued to struggle with my weight, but after this move, getting back on that full force, also continuing to do these courses, just to kind of refresh myself and continue to go ahead and try to build out a game. And not necessarily the goal is that this would be a game that would be playable both in virtual reality and not in virtual reality. You literally would have that option. I have to go and eventually get some games, kind of play around with it, see kind of what works and what doesn't, because in my mind, what as somebody who is not actively in the VR space right now, it's just a curiosity that I have. And so that's going to be something that I'm going to kind of wade myself into. Anyway, I have some really cool ideas that they're probably like way beyond the scope of one individual, but hopefully that's something that I'm going to be able to share with you guys as well. I have full intention that if possible, that I could literally just, release my source, that I could, sit here and like develop this and get y'all's feedback on it in either real time or in different video commentaries as well. Because I think just for the fact that I built some games in the past and never released them, there was just kind of like learning exercises for different things, like, okay, and those, have come and gone. And I would love to just sit here and kind of crunch it out in an interesting kind of way, like as a weird YouTube style experiment where we are all coming together. So we'll see. I ultimately, if this ends up being something cool, then ideally it'd be really great to sell it, because I think that would be like just the fact, like whether it was free to play or if it was like kind of like a buy to play game, if it was good enough to actually like say like, hey, yeah, this is definitely worth $5 or something like that. I think that would be really kind of an interesting thing to see. We'll have to see. That's probably years away. Like, remember back in 2019, 2020, 2029, 10 years later, who knows? Well, anyway, this is the kickoff for that. I'm really excited about VR and its potential. I'm really interested to see how that goes. I don't have the index is pricey. Like the bundle is going to be $1,000, and so thankfully they say, I think it's telling me like September. So I was like, great, I've got plenty of time to squirrel away some money in order to be able to kind of get that at that time. So let me know if you guys are interested in VR whatsoever, if you're interested in me talking about it, if you would like to see like just my thoughts on other VR products in and of itself. Because if I have to wait till September, that for me, I'm fine with waiting for it. But if it's something that you're like, I really want to know what I think, maybe there's something there. I don't I don't intend to like cover it like as a full-time kind of concept, because honestly I don't know much about it. I'm inviting you on a journey as I learn more about the world of VR. All the videos I've seen, they're like, oh, it's this, and it's got this perspective radio, and this is the dial that does this, and I'm like, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. And I've played with it. I've played with the Vive and with the Oculus, and I was like, this is great. But then like, where are the games? And so the biggest kind of selling point was that Steam is teasing that a big thing, they're working on a big game for the Index. Who knows? Anyway, guys, let me know what you're thinking. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Bryan, and this is WorkToGame. I hope you have a phenomenal day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Hey guys, it's me, Bryan. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you're new here, we hope you hit that subscribe button. Check us out. We talk a lot about video games, and we hope to at least hear from you in the comments below. We also try to respond to our comments. We really appreciate the comments, the discussion, all the various points of view that everybody is so kindly, I guess, and politely or impolitely shares with us from time to time. So anyway, guys, again, thanks for watching this video. We hope you hit that like button. We hope you hit that subscribe button. Come back for more content each and every day. We post a lot around here, and we'd love to hear from you about what you like about video games and everything, and especially if you have any questions that you're stuck on in anything. So anyway, signing off. See you next time.